No Excuse: The Power of Self-Discipline. Written by a New York Times bestseller author Brian Tracy. Part 8. Part 22. Chapter 13. Self-Discipline and Time Management. If you do not cognize yourself, you will be compared by self. Said by Napoleon Hill. There is phrase no area of your life in which self-discipline is more important than in the way you manage your time. Time management is a core discipline that legally determines that quality of your life. As Peter Drucker said, you cannot manage your time, you can only manage yourself. Time management is really life management. Personal management of yourself rather than of time or consciousness. Time is predictable, it cannot be solved. Time is incredible, nothing else will do. Time is incredible, once it is gone or wasted, you can never get it back. Finally, time is indispensable, essentially for emphasis of any kind. All achievement, all results, all success require time. You cannot save time. The first is that you cannot save time. You can only spend it differently. You can only regulate your time using from across of low value of areas of high value. Herein lays the key to success and the requirement of self-discipline. Time management is the ability to seize the scares of events by existing your self-discipline with regain of time. You can choose what to do first, second, and not all at all. And you are always free to choose. You require determined self-discipline to overcome the patience and delay the habits most people beg from great success. A native Indian once told me that personalization is the dream of dreams. The Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule, says that 20% of the things you do account of your 80% of the value of what you emphasize. And that is a menace. The 80% of what you do is so what 20% or less of the value of what you emphasize. Access the true value of everything you do. Something you do over 5 times and even 10 times more valuable than other things. Even though take the same number of the minutes and hours, the most important things you do, the top 20% are usually big, different and identifying in consulting the 80% of things that you do that make little or not different to your life and usually fun, easily can enjoyable. You can tell the value that something has you do by the amount of your time you invested in it. You always pay attention to and spend time on what you must value, whether it's your family, your health, your special sports or activities, or your money and career. It is only by looking at how you spend your time that you know what is really important to you. Some people say that career success is most important to them, and then they go home and watch television several times per day. Some people say their families are important to them, and that say go just socialize or playing golf. Only your actions tell you and others what you truly value. The emphasis of time management is for you to discipline yourself to set clear practice and then stick on the practice. You must consistently and deliberately select the most valuable and important things that you could be doing at any given time, and then discipline yourself to work slowly on that task. Personal studies and planning. It's corporate studies planning that the main focusing on interesting the return on equity. Equality in a business is as different as the amount of money invested in the businesses by the owners. Aside from debit and money, beware purpose the studies planning is to find a ways to organize that business as such a way that the company is achieving a higher rate of return or this equality than the warrant in B and sense the planning process. Companies invest financial capital but individuals invest human capital. Companies deploy financial assets but your most vital asset you are a material, emotional and physical agencies. How you invest them determines in the quality of your life. In personal studies planning, your goal is to get the highest return on energy from your activities. Can business referrals that's job getting and highest return on life. Just as you want to be careful about investing your money so as to ensure that you get the highest rate of return, you must be equally careful when you invest your time. You must be ensured that you earn of the highest level of results, rewards and satisfactions from the limited amount of time you have. Think before you act. Before you commit at any time consisting activity, you must always ask, is this the very best use of my time? Look, of self-discipline in the time management leads people and the pursuit and there is a top takes constantly costing them and to spend more and more time on tasks in the law or no value. And hardware you do repeatedly and usually becomes a habit. Many people have deployed the habit of procrastinations the putting the major tasks and instead spending most of their time on activities that make very little difference in the long run. Properties values prosperity. Setting properties requires setting progress as well. A pretty is something that you do more of and spinner, which is the property is something you do less or less. You are properly already owned and remained with too much ado and too little time. Because of this, for you to embark on say new task, you must disclone and old task. Getting into something new requires getting out another activity before you commit to the new understanding task. As ask yourself, what am I going to stop doing so that I have your time to work of this new task? Go through your life regularly and practice creative environment and constantly document the activities that you are going discount and so that you have more time to spend those tasks that you can really make a difference to your future. Identify the consciousness. One of the most important words in the developing in the discipline of your time management is consciousness. Something is important to a degree that has serious potential consciousness for completion or nutrition. A task, a activity in unimportant of the degree that is does not matter. It is done or not. For example, completing a course of study at the university can have emotions conscience that can impact your life that the next 40 years. Completing a major task or project at a work or making an important sale can have significant consequences of your job and your income. On the other hand, drinking coffee, chatting with co-workers, reading the newspaper, surfing the internet, or checking emails and may be enjoyable, but those activities have a few or not consequences. In other words, whether you do them or not makes little or no difference in your work or life. However, it is the pursuit of those activities the most people spend most of their time. Managing your time. There is a simple time management system that you can be used overcome procrastinations. It requires self-discipline, willpower, and personal organizations. But the payoff is huge. When you use this system, you can double or even triple your productivity performance, output, and income. Before you begin, start by making a list of everything you have to do that day. The best time to make this list is the evening before, at the end of the workday, so that your subconscious mind you can work on your list or activities while you stop. You will be often work with the ideas and insights of for how to move Effectively complete the task of the day. Then apply ABCDE method to your list. A. Must do. Serious conscience unknown completions. B. Should do. Meet conscience for doing or not doing. C. Next do. No compromise whether you do or not. D. Delegate. Everything you possibly can, there are free or more time with those things that you only can do. E. Eliminate. Discounted all the tasks, activities that you are not legally essential to your work and to achieving your goals. Renew your list to activities for the coming day. Write A and L, C, D or E next is the task before you start. If you have several A tasks, rank them by importance by writing A1, A2, A3 and so on. Do this with your B and C tasks as well. The rule is that you should never do A, B task when you have A task left undone. You should never do a lower value task when you have a higher value task before you. Once you have organized your list using the system, discipline yourself to start on your one task first thing in the morning before you do anything else. Practice single heading. Once you have begun work on the most important task, you must discipline yourself to continuous single mentality with the 100% of your time and attention until the task is complete. It takes tremendous self-discipline to select your most important task and that on that rather than doing anything else. But once you begin to work on it, you will be start to feel a flow, energy that motivates and purpose into the task. You will feel more positive and confident. You will feel happier and more determined. The very act, the string and important task raise the self-esteem and motivates you to continue. And deep within each person is an intelligence that desires to feel strong, effective, powerful and in control of his on your life. You automatically trigger this feeling of self-confidence and self-esteem when you discipline yourself to start to work on the task that is most important to you at the moment. 1000% return on investment. This ABCDE method seldom takes more than about 10 minutes to organize your entire day, but you will be saved the 10 minutes in exertions for every minute that you invest. Is that the way or planning before you begin? That means you will be get the 1000% return on energy from the act and planning thoroughly and sitting clear before you start on your first task. As you feel yourself moving forward, making progress on most important tasks, you begin realize the study of the flaws and the necessary and happy drug. This emphasizes the will make the feel more positive, focused, alert, aware, and in control. When you decide yourself to push and just either natural recognize to get started your most important task, you will get instant rush. You experience that is a sense of elation and extension happiness with the highest self-esteem. By completing a major task, you will feel exactly like and you're the who that crossed the finish line first. You feel like a winner. Your payoff from excellent time management is never ending. As soon as you begin to plan and organize your time, set practices and begin your one task, you will feel happy and more in control of yourself, your life. The better you plan and execute, the better you feel. Keep yourself focused. The law of focus efficiency says that is never your time to do everything, but there is always your time to do most important things. Here is some questions that you should be asked yourself to help keep you focused on working or any top tasks, activities, and relationships, responsibilities. 1. Why I am on the payroll? Exactly what have I been hired to do? What results are executed for me? You must be clear about your answer to these questions. Discuss it with others. Ask your boss. 2. What are the key results alerts on the things I do? What the most important results that I am excited and activities my positions. There is a seldom more the 5 and the 7 key results alerts in the any job. It is essential that you identify yours and then to work in those ends all day long. 3. What are my highest value activities? On all the things I do, which activities contribute in the greatest value of my company and to myself. You have core components that enable you make a valuable contributions. What are they? 4. What can I and only I do that if done will make a real difference? And there is only one answer to these questions at any given time, and that is something you that to any only you can do. If you don't do, no one else will to instant, but if you do and if you do it well, can make a tremendous difference in your life and work. 5. What is the most valuable use of my time right now? That is the most important of the questions, all questions of the setting priorities and overcoming procrastinations. At every minute or every day, there's an answer to this question. Your ability to organize your life and select on your highest priority is a key measure of your intelligence and your effectiveness. Start today. Starting today, you should apply these key time management principles to every area of your life. Apply them to work, family, health, exercise, return, and essential discuss and activities, no skills. You require tremendous discipline to set priorities and then sticking those practices. You require the communications, exertions, or discipline and willpower to overcome the procrastinations that handles the most of the people break. However, the more you discipline yourself to use your time well, the happier you will feel, and the better will you the quality of your life in every area. What shoots between you and your goals are almost always problems and difference of some kind. Your ability to effectively solve the problems or daily life can have an emotional impact on your results and rewards. We will talk about this in the next chapter. Action exercise 1. Make a decision today to become absolutely excellent at time management. Work at the until it becomes a habit. 2. Before you begin each day, make a list of everything you will have to do that day. As a new task, write them down before you act on them. 3. Organize your work list by priority and using the ABCDE method over until it becomes a habit. 4. Identify your A1 task each day and resolve to work single-mindedly on this task until it's totally complete. 5. Identify on the tasks that you once can do and that, if you do it well, can make a real difference. 6. Determine the 20% of your task that you can account of 80% of your result. Then discipline yourself to work of them most of the time. 7. Every minute of every day, ask yourself, what is the most valuable use of my time right now? And the discipline yourself to work only that task until it's complete. I invite you to listen to the next chapter of this book. Thanks for listening.